What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm making a quick video. Just got a couple things I want to talk to you about. Just some, it's basically just, a series of, random tweets in my stream that, talk about, some injury statuses. Just a random roundup of Dolphins information and news for you today. Also, real quick, because I've been forgetting, but I just remembered, in time to put it into this video. I've been meaning to shout out one of my subscribers. Has been asking me, to give him a shout out, so I'm gonna do it finally. I know I've been sucking at it and missing the opportunity, so Bijou Mike, giving you a shout out, homie. I apologize for forgetting. I do like to make sure that I, answer as many people and comments and questions and stuff as I possibly can. And I definitely like to, give you guys shout outs and discuss your comments and questions and videos and stuff as much as I can as well. So there's that. Let me go ahead and get right into it though. First off, a tweet from Joel A. Erickson. Stat that might matter this week. Miami has given up more than 100 yards rushing in 6 of its 8 games this season. Dolphins gave up more than 200 to Baltimore and Dallas. Only the Chargers and Jets failed to break the 100-yard mark on the ground. So, obviously our rushing attack sucks. And with Mark Walton out, that's probably going to suffer a bit. I mean, we'll see how Kalen Ballage does. We'll see what, Laird or Gaskin or Delance Turner, do if any of them get to play. Also, Brian Flores said in his press conference today that they're going to practice, running plays and stuff a lot. Whatever. I mean, I don't really care about that. Because, do they need to practice and get better at it? Yeah, of course, but, Mark Walton suspended, Preston Williams is on IR. There's constant flux and change within this roster and organization anyway. They're cutting guys all the time throughout the season even, right? So, the roster purges haven't ended, right? They're still fucking, they just got rid of Kamdichi, which I'll talk about in a minute, right? So, between people getting hurt and between that and with guys that are just cutting, they cut Johnson Batamosi, a couple weeks ago, for whatever reason, they just, randomly will cut guys. Nick O'Leary, yes, he had the deflection, but Ryan Fitzpatrick did, put a bullet right in his chest, right as he was turning around at the top of his route. So, it's anyway, so it just, I don't know. You guys know how I feel about that. I feel like there's going to end up being, a massive roster purge again next year just because of, the way, anyway, so we'll see. So Jakeem Grant should be resuming punt return duties, according to Adam Beasley. Barry Jackson noted no resolution this week on the second and final player to come off IR for Dolphins. Flores said Van Ginkel and Ledbetter are top options to return, but they're not practicing. Offensive tackle Julian Davenport, one of the IR guys designated to come back, will be in pads for the first time. Armando Salguero says Brian Flores says Rashad Jones is still getting closer. He has a shot to play this week. We'll see what happens. Let's see. They're obviously in pads today. So, look. Okay, so Brian Flores, according to a few people, but I'm going to read this tweet from Armando Salguero about what Brian Flores said about Robert Nkemdiche. He says, Brian Flores says, in quote, "There were things floating around about Robert's behavior that just aren't true." And then he goes on. So that was the quote from Brian Flores. There were things floating about Robert's behavior that just aren't true. And then Armando finishes that led to his being waived. Right, and Flores said he's a good kid. The team just merely needed a roster spot. Yeah, I don't know about that, bruh. I mean, really? The dude has he's been known for having, motor issues and so on and so forth when he's on the field. He didn't do anything for us in the 2 games he played. Arizona decided to ditch him after 1 year because they think he's a bust. Everybody's labeling him a bust, even though I personally think he does deserve to be given his full rookie contract before given that label. But, I mean, it's just another excuse, for himself, right? And the front office and the rest of the coaching staff, right? It's just an excuse so that way he can avoid having to, take accountability for the fact that they suck at player evaluating, and that, and that's part of it, right? So they brought in tons of guys that nobody knows, that most of this roster probably isn't going to even fucking stick. They're going to have, so it's, anyway. Also, Cordray Tankersley is practicing, but they do have to make a decision on whether or not they are going to activate him from the PUP list. From Wolf, Dolphins have to make a decision today on activating cornerback Cordray Tankersley from PUP. Tank has been practicing and says he's healthy. Brian Flores says decision will come after practice, but it's not certain. Dolphins have 13 defensive backs, 8 corners on roster. Bigger need at wide receiver with just 4 and defensive line with just 6. So that's absolutely true. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Just a quick little roundup of some things just to let you know, like Rashad Jones is getting closer, but we'll see how that goes. Tank possibly off PUP. Julian Davenport is designated to return from IR, and Ledbetter and Van Ginkel are apparently the top options. Kalen Balaj is definitely gonna get the nod going forward, blah blah blah. So that's what I got for you guys, and I wanted to make sure to get that shout out to Bijou Mike. So with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoy my videos and my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and my videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. See y'all soon. Fins up.